So here we are, ChromeOS 1.15 has now officially rolled out and is hitting tons of Chromebooks. And the cool part is, even though, the 4-week update cycle has made it to where these updates don't have as many cool features, this particular one does come with a handful of really fun things that actually do add to the end user experience. So we wanted to make a quick video just to kind of showcase some of those highlights that have come with 1.15. So let's get into it. So let's start with what I feel like is kind of the coolest feature here, and it's one that we've been waiting on a lot. It is Esh, it is Android app streaming. And so kind of over here where you normally would have your notifications and your quick settings and stuff, in your phone hub now, one of the settings, if we actually click into connected devices, you'll see now down here, if you're using a Pixel phone or a handful of Xiaomi phones, those are the only ones on the list right now, you'll see a new feature right here that says apps, stream your phone's apps. If you turn it on, you might have to also tell it to turn on your phone. Once you've done this, a pop-up will come up on your phone and you can follow those prompts. But again, you need to have a Pixel phone, it needs to be running the latest version of Android 13, all that kind of stuff. Make sure your Play Store is just fully updated. Make sure there's no random system apps that need to be updated. Once those are updated, you'll see this option here. Once you turn it on, here's what it looks like. I can actually go down here to my phone hub and you can see these apps that are down here, but I can click this cluster right here and see an entire list of all the apps that will work. Now you'll notice the ones here that are a little bit grayed out, those aren't going to open with app streaming. So there's certain ones like your phone. The phone would be a cool addition later to be able to kind of pull up your phone and make a phone call from here. But right now that's not working. But we see Google Photos, Keep, all that kind of stuff. So let's see, I'll just click into Google News. And you'll see it work for just a second and then boom, Google News is up and running. And just like that, I can use the touch screen and scroll up and down. It refreshes. It's showing me the exact image of what you would see on the phone, but the phone itself is not doing anything. The phone's sitting here kind of quietly. You just heard it ding just a second ago, but it's just sitting here doing its thing, minding its business, and the streaming is working without needing the phone screen to turn on or anything like that. When you're done with it, you hit the back button and you can exit out of the app. But the cool part here is if you were to get a notification, WhatsApp, messages, or something like that, instead of having to pick your phone up to respond, if it's something you don't have installed on your Chromebook and you don't want installed on your Chromebook, you can open the phone hub, go to that application, and then kind of deal with that notification pretty quickly. This isn't for like playing games or anything like that, but it is cool to see how many different apps actually run in this. Google Home is one I use a lot with this. Sometimes just wanting to change some home settings, you can click over to Google Home and bring it up and see all of your different settings and stuff there. Okay, moving on to the next feature, that is window snapping. And this one, as cool as the whole Esh thing is and app streaming, this one I think is more useful, and I found myself using it constantly since it came out. Now I've been using this in like the beta and dev channels for a little bit, so I'm really glad to see it show up in stable. But if you hover over this icon up here, which is what you would use to resize, maximize, or minimize your window, you now get all these options, and you can see kind of as I hover over them, the color changing. So that tells me exactly what this window is going to do. So say I want to split it half screen to the left, I click that one, boom, I'm half screen to the left. I can do this again. We can go say the partial screen, so it's like a 1/3 screen. We can go to the right if we hover that one, boom, it goes over there, no big deal. So if you have multiple apps open, obviously you can do this with this, and go that way, and boom, those are lined up nicely next to each other. And then you can do stuff like floating. So this obviously full screen, it's full screen, half and half, 1/3, 2/3. But then when I go to float, it actually will float this window on top until I tell it to stop doing so. And so it will kind of hover wherever you put it, really. It just keeps it on top basically. And so in tablet mode, it'll do a little bit different stuff here. It will actually move it over and kind of keep it snapped over on the side. But when you're in desktop mode here, you can move it around. When you're ready and you don't want this thing floating anymore, click that button again, and just like that, it's back to normal window behavior where you can kind of go partial if you want to. Super handy. It's nice to be able to quickly move these windows around and kind of get partial window layouts when you need them real quick. Very nice addition, something I think they've needed to do for a little bit. It's cool to see this in the stable channel. All right, for this next one, we're going to take a look at the new PDF signature tool. So that's actually in the Files app. I'll close this down, and I've got a dummy PDF I've downloaded here. And up at the top here, where you normally have like your draw tools and stuff like that, we now have this sign tool. So I'm gonna click that. It's gonna bring up this box for me to add a signature. I'm gonna add that, hit done. And now it's saved where I can drop this into the document. So I'm gonna hit that button and then move that into place, resize as you see fit. And then once you like it, you can hit save. And then that's there. Obviously, if you don't like that signature, you want to get rid of it, you can do that. I can re-highlight and delete it there. Pretty robust tool to be able to drag and drop. Like once you've kind of saved your signature, you can drag and drop it all over a document. So instead of having to sign it over and over and over again, this is the way you can do it once and drag that same signature all over the document and take care of your business a little bit quicker. All right, and the final feature that's, I don't know, probably the least important or least exciting of all of these is the new keyboard shortcut menu. And so to get there, it's the same way it's always been: Control, Shift, Alt, and Question. Once you do that, this will come up. I can use my new little tool here to go full screen. And it's not adding really a whole lot here. It's not like there's a bunch of new shortcuts for this, but there's some nice rearrangement of everything. So you've kind of got general controls here, but I can go and say, okay, these are my device shortcuts. Like here's how I get stuff done on the Chromebook, but here are browser specific shortcuts. Here are text specific shortcuts, and then window shortcuts. And so I think someone trying to find which shortcut they're looking for specifically, this lays it out. It looks a little bit nicer, and it's, you know, bringing things up with that more Material You look. But basically just lays everything out in a whole lot easier way for, especially for new users, to kind of get their head around and figure out, you know, exactly how to make any keyboard shortcut work. And again, it's going to make it very easy to find those keyboard shortcuts if you're looking for something specific. But that's it for ChromeOS 115. I'm sure there's other stuff kind of hidden around and stuff we'll come across before that next 4-week update hits. But it has been really fun to finally get an update. We haven't had one in a little bit that delivers all kinds of fun, new, really useful things that we've seen and tested and all this stuff, and now it's here and stable, and Chromebook users can now start taking advantage of those things. But guys, that's it for this one. If you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up, head down there, hit that subscribe button, and be sure to ring the notification icon as well if you'd like to be alerted when we make future videos just like this one. Till next time, we'll see you.